Hey everyone, James here from the Better Piano Podcast and BetterPiano.com. Today I want to show you a really neat way that you can create your own music in a pop piano style using a technique that I call the Pretty Pop Piano Thingy. This technique is easy enough that beginners can put it to use right away and create some very professional sounding music, and it's powerful and flexible enough that more experienced players can take it even farther. Let's get started. Okay, so to get started, we're going to learn a structure or a shape that we're going to be applying. Now, if you don't know the names of the notes on the keyboard, that's okay. You can follow along by using the orientation of the black and white notes on the keyboard as a guide, and then basically putting your fingers where I put mine. As I move forward, I will go ahead and use the names of the notes. Okay, so this shape is going to involve both hands, but we will learn it one hand at a time. So here is the left-hand part of our shape. We're just going to play three notes. Those notes are C, G, and then the C above that. Now this can be done in different places. I'm going to start here. Now on this keyboard, this is middle C, so I'm going to start on the C below middle C. If you know your octave numbers, that's C3. So I'm going to play the notes C, G, C like this. C, G, C. So with octave numbers, that would be C3, G3, and C4. Also, notice that I'm using my left pinky. If you know your finger numbers, that is left 5 for the bottom C. I'm using my left index finger, that's left 2 for the G note, and I'm using left 1, that is my left thumb, for the higher C note. Okay, that's it for the left-hand part for now. Now let's talk about the right hand. The right hand is also going to play three notes, but instead of playing them one at a time, we're going to play these three notes together simultaneously. The notes are D, E, and G, and they will be the D, E, and G that are immediately above our top C note from the left-hand shape. So it's going to be these three notes here, D, E, and G. In octave numbers, using octave numbers, this would be D4, E4, and G4. Except instead of playing them one at a time, I'll play them together like this. Also, notice that I'm using my right thumb, that is right 1 for the D note. I'm using my right index finger, that is right 2 for the E note. And I'm using my right ring finger, or right 4 for the G note. There it is, the right-hand part for now. Okay, now let's put both hands together. It sounds like this. That's it. Okay, so I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot yet, but we're going to do a couple of things to this that are really going to help breathe some life into this. The first thing I want to do is to set up a repeated loop, a pattern that we can follow. I'll go ahead and to demonstrate this, I'll count. I'm going to be in 4/4 time. I'll count, and then I'll play and count at the same time, and then I'll stop counting but continue playing so that you can hear how this goes. Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Really, really nice. Now, the second thing I want to do is very cool, I think. We're going to use the sustain pedal. So if you have a regular typical piano, it has 3 pedals at the bottom, and the sustain pedal is the one that's all the way to the right. If you have a keyboard that has a single pedal, most keyboards that have pedals, usually you just see one pedal, most of the time those pedals are set up to act as a sustain pedal. Okay, so here goes. I'm going to play my pattern, but I'm going to use the pedal. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I'll press the pedal down, and then I'll play one pass through our shape, both hands. Then, right before I play it again, I will quickly lift up the pedal and then put it back down again. So I'll put the pedal down, I'll play through one pass, and then I'll go up, down, and then play through the pattern again. It's really, really nice. It sounds like this. And so on. So nice. Okay, just to make sure, just to clarify, why don't I use the words up and down to show you how I'm moving the pedal. Here it goes. Down, up, down, up, down, and so on. Love that effect. Okay, so what we have so far is really, really nice, but it is just in one place. So now let's talk about moving this shape around. This is really, really cool. Now, to get going on this, we're going to do something that might seem a little bit unusual. We're going to convert our shape into a sort of a musical data using numbers. Now, this could actually be done in several different ways. The way we're going to do this is we're going to call our bottommost note by the number 1. So the bottom note is this C. I'm going to call that 1. And now, as I move right, I'll think about moving up the keyboard, which is to the right, up on white notes, and counting up 1 each time. So if this C is 1, then the note G will be 5. And that's because if you call C 1, then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so our first two notes are 1, 5. Now the top note of the left-hand part is this C here, and if we continued counting, that would be 8, because we would think 5, 6, 7, 8. But I found that it seems to work really well with a lot of people if we imagine in this system that each time we get to a new version of the note that was called 1, just sort of reset the numbers again. So we're going to call this 1 as well. So instead of calling this 1, 5, 8, I'll call this 1, 5, 1. Okay, so the left-hand part is 1, 5, 1. The right-hand part, if you remember, we had D, E, and G. To convert this to numbers, I'll think of our C as 1, and that would make these numbers 2, 3, and then 5. 2, 3, 5. So now our whole shape converted to numbers is 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. There it is. Okay, like I say, I know that seems like probably kind of an unusual thing to do, but it really, really helps us as we move forward because now we're going to move this shape around. And even though the names of the notes will change, the numbers won't. So let's pick all of this up and let's move it up or to the right by 1, staying on white notes. For almost all of this, we're going to keep things on white notes. So instead of starting on the note C, I'm going to start on the note D. But as this is a new place to build our shape, I'm going to now call the D note 1. So our left-hand pattern in numbers is 1, 5, 1. So we need to find, if that's 1, where's the new 5? Well, if D is 1, then we just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A is the new 5. Now the left-hand shape was 1, 5, 1, and so that is right here, counting up, if you want, 5, 6, 7, but then instead of calling this 8, I'll just call it 1, because it's just the same as this bottom note here, D and D. Okay, so there's our left-hand part. The right-hand part was 2, 3, 5. It originally was here, but now that the note D is our new number 1, then 2, 3, 5 would be here. 2, 3, 5. The notes E, F, and G. Of course, like last time, for now we're going to play these together. All right, so now let you hear one pass through with everything moved over so that it starts on the note D. It sounds really nice. Very, very cool. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to start doing a pass where it begins on the note C. I'll do one pass that way, and then I'll move over and start it on D. Here goes. Very, very nice. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, actually, it turns out that this shape can be moved just about anywhere on the white notes. So, like here it is starting on the note G. Very nice. How about starting on the note A? I can move it down starting on F. I could even go an octave higher than that and start it on F here. Also very, very nice. So this is now this sort of device that you can use to create your own music. Let me just kind of play around with this. I'm just going to kind of move around and make some music. Here goes. So nice. I love this so much. Okay, so you may have noticed there were actually 2 locations that I did not start this pattern from, and I want to talk about those really quick. These are sort of 2 exceptions. First one is the note B. My recommendation is that you don't play this pattern on B. Just avoid starting it on B. And I can show you why. If I build the shape according to everything that I've laid out so far, but starting on the note B, so that it's 1 5 1 2 3 5, this is what we get. I don't like that at all. So, although there are ways that we could sort of adjust it and kind of make it work, I think it's probably best, especially for people who are just getting started, to just go ahead and avoid starting the shape on the note B. That's exception number 1. Exception number 2, earlier when I was playing, I never started it on the note E. You can start it on the note E, but if you do, I will recommend that you change one note. And let me show you. If I build this structure according to everything that I've laid out so far, starting on the note E, it sounds like this. So to me, there's kind of a sour sound there, and it actually is because of this note. It's because of the F note. And we can adjust this and get, I think, a better sound. Instead, we will change the note F to F sharp. So now our 2 3 5 shape for the right hand is going to be F sharp, G, and B. So now when I play the whole pattern starting on E, it sounds like this. Yeah, very, very nice. It sounds a lot more similar to the way it sounds when you build it in other areas. Okay, so there's our 2 exceptions. Avoid B, and when you use it starting on the note E, change your F to F sharp. Other than that, you can put it just about wherever you want. Now, you might find that if you go really low, it starts to sound muddy, and you might not like the sound of it really, really high. But still, you can use your ear as your guide and just go exploring. Let me play again a little bit more, and this time I'll include the, where I started off the note B and give you that 2 3 5 shape with the F sharp there. Here goes. There we go. So nice. There's so much more that can be done with the Pretty Pop piano thingy, and I've got 2 different resources I can point you to. First, if you're more of a reader, especially if you prefer to read music notation, then you might want to check out an online blog-style lesson that I've created all about the Pretty Pop piano thingy. It includes text, audio examples, and notated examples. You can find that at www.betterpiano.com/PPPT for a Pretty Pop piano thingy. Second, if you're more of a listener, the Pretty Pop piano thingy was featured in the latest episode of the Better Piano podcast. In that episode, I take even more time. I give tons of examples and lots of explanation. That's episode 18, which you can find by searching iTunes for the Better Piano podcast or by going to www.betterpiano.com/BPP018. Well, that's going to wrap things up for now. I really hope that you've enjoyed the Pretty Pop piano thingy and this video. And if you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could help spread the word. And if you'd like even more piano goodies, be sure to check out betterpiano.com. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.